Yeah. Good evening, children. Good evening, online students.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, children. Yeah, so today we are starting the statistics. Okay, so first we need to understand this term statistics. What is statistics? All right, what is statistics? So statistics is the branch of mathematics. Okay, so statistics, I'll share the notes later. Don't write anything. Don't write, I'll share all the notes. So statistics is a branch of mathematics that deals with the collection first. Collection of data, that deals with the collection of data. Then after collecting the data, organizing the data. Collection, organization, data is collected by the statistician. Then the statistician organizes the data. Organization is done using tables, frequency distribution tables. The frequency distribution table can be an ungrouped frequency distribution or a grouped frequency distribution. Ungrouped means without using class intervals. Grouped frequency distribution involves class intervals. When a frequency distribution is prepared without using class intervals, it's called an ungrouped frequency distribution or ungrouped frequency table. If a frequency table or a frequency distribution is prepared using class intervals, you will understand what class intervals are in some time. So using class intervals, then the frequency table or the frequency distribution is called a grouped frequency table or a grouped frequency distribution. Ungrouped, no class intervals. So grouped, class intervals. So statistician, he collects the data, he collects the relevant data. Supposing he wants to study about the heights of say students of standard 8, okay, or standard 9. So he visits a school. He actually, he does the necessary arrangement to take the heights of all the students. He measures and then he records it. So when the statistician visits the school and personally, finds out or measures the height, not that he himself should do it, he might have assistants to help him with his work. But if it is collected by him, if he actually visits the school and collects and measures the heights of the different students of the relevant age group or whatever standard. Okay, so he's collected data. So what data has he collected? He's collected data regarding the heights of students of some particular standard or some particular age group or whatever. Now this data is called primary data because it is very reliable. He's collected it by himself. It's not he's not visited the school and collected the data from the school management. Okay, so last year you would have been 1 inch shorter. Now you've grown taller, or sometimes boys really shoot up. Last year they were like this. Now they're like, I have to look down. Now I have to look up. So if I collect for such details, regarding height, weight, data should be collected, at the time of study. If the recorded data is collected, when it comes to height, weight, and a few other things, when the recorded data is collected, it may not be reliable. It may not be reliable, meaning it may not be true. Okay, that child might have been 4'5" last year. Now maybe 4'7" this year. 4 feet and 7 inches this year. So it's not reliable, right? So you have to actually check the heights. So when the statistician actually collects the data, it is primary data. But if he has to collect a large volume of data, like if he wants the heights of about, say, some 10 lakh children, okay, across different countries or whatever, then it is not possible to actually measure, right? So then you have to rely on some recorded data. You have when the volume is large, you have to rely on recorded data. Correct? Correct. So in that case, when the statistician picks up the data, you can work from that. Yeah. So when the statistician picks up, recorded data and he uses that for his study, that is called secondary data. Secondary data is something which is already collected and stored. It may not be reliable. Okay, so it is not collected by the statistician. But whereas primary data is collected by the statistician and it's more reliable. Correct? Okay, so that's about data. Primary data and secondary data. That is collection of data. Then he organizes the data in the form. So that collection is collection of data, and data can be primary data or secondary data. Understand, right? Then after collecting the data, whether it is primary or secondary, once the data is collected, it's organized in the form of tables. So the table can be an ungrouped frequency table or a grouped frequency table. Normally, when the data is very large, you have to use a grouped frequency table. But again, you cannot say that. Now, supposing the data is collected about, you cannot again say that. Supposing the data is about the number of children in some 1 lakh families, number of children in 1 lakh families. Now, for this, you don't have to use class intervals, because at the most, this generation may be like a max of 5 children, considering the present scenario. Okay, maybe some 100 years ago, it was different. Even then, you don't need class intervals for number of children. You don't need class intervals for number of children. But even if you go back 100 years, maybe a family had a max of 15 children. Maybe like my mom has 8 siblings. So she's one among 9 siblings. So like that. So maybe, maybe 15 max. I can't imagine. Meaning I haven't come across any family, my grandparents, that generation with more than 15 siblings. I haven't seen. So maybe that is. But then again, you don't need class intervals. You can just write 0 number of children, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and number of families. One column, number of children. Second column, number of families, right? Number of column, one, okay, the data is organized. So the 2 columns are number of children and number of families. So in the number of children column, what will you have? No children, 1 child, 2 children, 3 children, 4 children, 5 children, 6 children, 7, 8, 9, 10. So depending on the generation. So supposing 100 years ago, maybe a max of 15 children. Okay. So considering the present scenario, I don't know. So maybe like 5 or 6 children presently. So like that, you don't need class intervals. You don't need 0 to 10, 10 to 20. That doesn't make sense when it comes to this kind of data. Data regarding the number of children in different families, right? So you just have to write number of children, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and number of families. 0, no child. So maybe some 100 families, and then 1 child, like that. It goes on like that. Okay. So not that if the data is large, you have to use class intervals. It depends on what the data is about. Okay. Now supposing blood group. So we have countable blood, meaning we have very less, right? Okay. Let me see if I know. So maybe O positive, O negative, A and B, and then AB. Am I right? A, B, and AB, right? O positive, negative, A positive. Can I say that it's recorded? It's recorded. You're all studying. Okay. Okay. So A positive, negative, B positive, negative, AB positive, negative, right? That's it. That's all. So you don't, and moreover for this, you cannot use class intervals because it's not numerical. You cannot use class intervals. Class intervals, yes. class intervals are, no, I thought you wanted to say something. So class intervals are for numerical data. Now for this one, you cannot use class intervals also, right? So you so under the first column blood group, wherein you'll have O positive, O negative, A positive, A negative, B positive, B negative, AB positive, negative. That's it. And then a number of people or whatever. So not every data will require class intervals, and not that every data which is large must be put in tables with class intervals. So that's about organization. So what does he do after organizing the data? The data is now ready to study. He interprets the data. He interprets. Okay, he analyzes the data. Analyzing is whatever you want to study. So the statistician has a bunch of questions. He wants to get the solutions or answers with a bunch of questions. So he studies the data keeping in mind whatever he wants to, he wants to find out from the data. So that is analyzing the data, analysis. So that's the next thing. Collection, organization, analysis, and then he interprets, meaning he gives his opinion. They come out with conclusions. So, and interpretation of data. So this is the definition of statistics. It's a branch of mathematics that deals with the collection, organization, analysis, and interpretation of data. Okay, so this is the definition of statistics. So collection is collection of data. Data can be primary data or secondary data. Organizing the data in the form of tables, ungrouped frequency distribution or grouped frequency distribution. Then analysis, studying, and then interpretation, giving the conclusion, giving out the results. So this is the process which the statistician goes through with every data he collects. Now you can see here, now the rest of the terms related to this chapter, we'll understand with a question than me telling you just as a theory. There are a few more terms like what is a class interval, what is a class mark, what is a range, and many other things. So I'll tell you when with the help of a question. All right. Okay. Now, no, I'm late, but then my screen is visible, right, children? I've shared my screen. Online students.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, children. Yeah. Thank you. So now you can see this. The following data gives the number of children in 20 families. Number of children in 20 families. Make an array of the above data. Array means arranging the data in the ascending or descending order. Array is arranging the data in the ascending or descending order. That's an array. Okay, so make an array of the above data. So you know that I don't have to explain, and construct a frequency table. All right. Now this one does not need class intervals, because will you use class intervals like 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3? Class intervals we use to put a group of data in one particular class interval. So see, like when you use class interval 0 to 10, all the numbers from 0 to 10, you want to put it in this class interval because the data is too large. So, but here you only have numbers, I think, up to 5. So you don't need class interval for this. So this is how we prepare the frequency table. So this presentation was prepared very long ago, maybe 2020. I want to change the presentation, so I'll not share the images with you today. I'll just change the presentation and share it with you. I'll try by tomorrow or by Sunday. All right. Yeah. Or if I'm not able to do it by Sunday also, then I'll share the same thing with you. The content is going to be the same, just that it will look different. All right. So you can see here. This is the frequency table. Can you see? Number of children, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number of families. So how many families with one child? How many families with one child? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 families with one child. So 5 families here. 5 families with one child. How many families with 2 children? 2 children. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that way. So I don't have to go on. You understand, right? Okay. So 3 like that count. How many families have 3 children, 4 children, and 5 children? So what is the question? The question is make an array of the data. That is, arrange the data in the ascending or descending order. and then construct a frequency table. So frequency table has 3 columns. What are the 3 columns? Number of children, tally marks, frequency, which is the number of families. Online children, any questions?
Thomas.
All. Now, what do you mean by an exclusive series? And what do you mean by an inclusive series? Okay, what do you mean by an exclusive and inclusive series? Now, let me just give you some examples. Now, consider the class intervals 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, and so on. All right. So these are class intervals, wherein in the class, say 0 to 10 is a class interval. 0 to 10 is a class. It's bold, right? It's fine. 0 to 10 is a class interval, where 0 is the lower class limit. It's a class limit. It's the lower class limit. And 10 is the upper class limit. All right. Lower class limit, upper class limit. Now, in these class intervals, see, look, I read them 0 to 10, then 10 to 20, 20 to 30. Now, when we say 0 to 10, 0 belongs to that class interval. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In fact, all integers, see, 0 to 10 includes 0 0.5, 0 0.7, 1.3, 1.5, everything. Okay. So I'm saying only the integers, but it includes everything. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 belongs to the next class interval. 10 belongs to the next class interval. There is 10 in 2 places, right? So 10 will always be included in the lower limit. 10 is in the lower limit of the next class interval, right? So 10 will be included in the second class interval. Similarly, 20. 20 is in 20 is in 10 to 20 and 20 to 30. So 20 belongs to the class interval 20 to 30, not 10 to 20. The upper limit will always be included in the lower limit of the next class interval. Now there's something called the range. Okay, now I have to tell you what is exclusive and inclusive. So in these class intervals 0 to 10, 10 to 20, and so on. Inclusive means what? What do you mean by the term inclusive? Meaning including. Including. So if I say including you, that means even you're there in the group. If I say excluding you, that means you are not a part of the group. Excluding you, meaning you're not a part of the group. Excluding. Including means included in the group. Now this one is an exclusive series, or this frequency. If you use these class intervals, to make your frequency table, okay, the frequency distribution, it will be said to be in the exclusive form, not inclusive. Exclusive form, because the upper limit 10 is excluded from that class interval. It's not in 0 to 10, 10 is excluded. In 10 to 20, 20 is excluded. It's not included. It's excluded. 20 does not form part of 10 to 20. In 20 to 30, 30 does not form a part of 20 to 30. Correct? In the class interval 20 to 30, 20 is included. The upper limit 30 is not included. It's excluded. It belongs to the next class interval 30 to 40. 30 is in 2 places. No, 30 is in 20 to 30 and in 30 to 40. So where will you put 30? It is not included here in 20 to 30. It's so this is how I should be talking. In the class interval 0 to 10, 10 is excluded. It belongs to the next class interval. In the class interval 10 to 20, 20 is excluded. It belongs to the next class interval. Got it? So this class interval is said to be in this frequency table will be said to be in the exclusive form. Now, inclusive form means where the upper limit is also included in the same class interval. So, for example, 0 to 9. This is just an example. 10 to 19, 20 to 29, 30 to 39, 40 to 49. Now, why this is important? Why are you giving so much of importance to this theory? This will not be asked in the exam. It's not like that. They'll ask you to prepare the frequency distribution in the exclusive form or in the inclusive form. So then you should know how to consider the class intervals. Sometimes they'll give you one sample class interval. They'll say, start with the class interval 0 to 9. Sometimes they'll not give you. Sometimes it's given, use the class intervals, first class interval, comma, second class interval, and continue. Not always will that be given. So it is important to understand what is meant by exclusive form and inclusive form. Exclusive is this one, 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, because in all these class intervals, the upper limit is excluded from that class interval. So if you use such class intervals in your frequency table, then that frequency table is said to be in the exclusive form. Inclusive is now 0 to 9, 10 to 19, 20 to 29. So here what you see is 0, the lower limit is 0, the upper limit is 9. Both 0 and 9 will be included in the same class interval. In the next one, 10 to 19, both 10 and 19 will belong to the same class interval. 20 to 29. 20 and 29, both 20 and 29 will be included in the same class interval, correct? You get that? So here in 0 to 9, 10 to 19, 20 to 29, and so on, it's not both, the upper limit is included in the same class interval. The lower limit is always included in that class interval. The lower limit is always included in that class interval. It's only about the upper limit being included or not included. If the upper limit is not included in that class interval, exclusive. If the upper limit is included in that class interval, inclusive. Because the lower limit is always there in that class interval only. That will not go anywhere. Lower limit is always included in the same class interval. It's only about the upper limit. If the upper limit belongs to the same class interval, inclusive form, because it's included in the same class interval. So inclusive form. If the upper limit is not a part of that class interval, but the next class interval, then exclusive form. It's just the meanings. Exclusive means not a part of the group. Inclusive means part of the group. With just the meanings, you know. So 0 to 9, 10 to 19, 20 to 29. So all these are, if you use these class intervals, then your frequency distribution will be in the inclusive form. Because the upper limit is included in the same class interval. So here the question is, arrange them in the ascending order. And now what is range? Yeah. Now what is range? Online children, any questions? Hari Pranav, Niveda, Sabarna, Sadhna, Preno, Swati, and Aniruddhan.
No, ma'am. No.
All children. All children, yeah. So now consider these class intervals, 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40. There's something called the range of the data. Or before, 1 second. The range of the data, I'll tell you later. Now tell me the class size. Class size or the class width. We need to understand what is called the class size or the class width. Now, class size or class width is the number of integral values a class interval holds. Integral means of integers. Integral means of integers. Class size or class width, okay, is the number of, now supposing there's a very small classroom, or no, not to say small classroom, there's a classroom where the children have individual chairs and desks. individual chairs and desks. Okay. So if you just look into one such classroom and you want to know the size of the classroom may be big or small, but the size depends on the number of chairs there, right? Because every child is given an individual chair and desk. So you cannot share, you cannot sit on that chair with your friends because you're close friends, you cannot sit on each other's lap, right? So you count the chairs. So that's the size of that class, and that's the maximum size of that classroom, right? You will count the number of chairs and that will be the maximum size of that classroom. That classroom cannot have children more than the number of chairs it has. Similarly, class size or class width. Class here is the class interval. Class size or class width is the number of integral values. Integral meaning integer. Integral values a class interval holds. So in 0 to 10, actually, listen carefully, in 0 to 10, if there's a value 0.5, it will go to that class interval 0 to 10. Supposing there's a 1.2, that will belong to the same class interval 0 to 10. See, all these values like 0.7, 1.3, 2.7, maybe 2.85, 3.14, 4.99, all this belongs to 0 to 10 only. In that case, we cannot find the class size because there are so many numbers in between 0 and 10, right? There are infinitely, we know that between two numbers, there are infinitely many rationals. Between two rationals, between 1 and 2, there are infinitely many rational numbers. Between 1 and 2, there is no integer. There is no integer between 1 and 2. There is no natural number between 1 and 2. There is no whole number between 1 and 2. But there lies infinitely many rational numbers between 1 and 2. Between 1 and 2, see 1, you can say 1.1, 1.01, 1.001, 1.0001, then 1.12, 1.112, 1.1212. See, like this, you can keep going, right? Between 1 and 2, you can say so many rationals, yes or no? Then you cannot count. Then how can you count? How can you find the class size? But there is a concept like class size, class width. So you count only the integers that class interval holds. Not rational numbers. Rationals, they cannot be counted. So class size or class width is the number of integral values a class interval holds. Is the number of integral values a class interval holds. So between 0 and 10, 0 will be included. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's all. 10 belongs to the next class interval. So please count how much you got. 10. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So when you count using your fingers, 10 numbers you get. So the class size is 10. Let's count between 10 and 20. Is 10 included? In 10 to 20, is 10 included? Is 10 included? Yeah, in 10 to 20. 10 to 20. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, 10. 20 is not included in that class interval. It goes to the next one. So the class size or the class width is 10. Is 10. Please count. There's also a formula. You just count, I'll tell you, because here we go wrong many a time. So you please count. You understood? Okay. Now look at this one. Let's check the class interval of these class intervals. So let me take the basic one first. Most commonly seen. So if the class intervals are like this, we know that both the lower limit and the upper limit are included in the same class interval, right? Now count, children, all of you count and tell me what is the class size or the class width of the class intervals here. See, all the class intervals will have a uniform. That's what we will be dealing with. All the class intervals will have a uniform class size or class width. We will be dealing with class intervals with uniform class size or class width. All right? Yeah, now tell me, count and tell me what's the class size or class width. Yeah, online students. Yeah. What's the answer? எந்த கிளாஸ் இன்டர்வல் எடுத்த? எந்த கிளாஸ் இன்டர்வல் எடுத்த? ஏதான் ஒரு கிளாஸ் இன்டர்வல் எடு. Take any one class interval. ஒன்னு. 10 to 19. Both 10 and 19 will be included in that class interval. Count பண்ணு. உதப்ப 0 to 9. He's telling you. Write the question number, that's enough. No, yeah, you should write the question. Yes. Write down, children. Yeah, children. 10, count. Take 10 to 19 and count. Online students? Online students, what's the class size or class width? Counted? How much? 10. Because if you take any class interval, suppose 10 to 19, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 will be included in that class interval. So 19, 10. So 10, the class size is 10, correct? The class size is 10. Because if we count 10, 11, 12, yeah, any doubt? Oh, yeah, you can. Sorry? That's a disadvantage of this class interval. If you have values, you cannot use these class intervals. If you have a value between 9 and 10, between 19 and 20, between 29 and 30, you cannot use this class interval. You cannot use this. Correct. Yeah. What else? That's all. So in 10 to 19, you'll have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So class size is 10. So tell me for this one. One you haven't finished. How much? 6. Okay, then continue the class intervals. No. What will be the next class interval? No. 22 to 27. Very good. Then next. 31 to 30? 36. Simply find the difference. Nothing like 4 to 9. No, then I wrote 13 to 18. So after 4 to 9, I took 13. After 9, what's the difference? 13 and 9. 5, no. 4 is a difference, 4. So 18 plus 4, 22 will be the next one. 2, like how did I get from 4? How did I get 9? 4 plus 5 is 9. 13 plus 5 is 18. So 22 plus 5 is 27. Then the next one will have a gap of 4. So it will be 31. So 30 plus 5. So 36, like that. Oh, I wanted to ask you about the class size. 4 to, what did I write? 4 to? Then 13 to Yeah. So what's the class size? If you take any class interval, supposing you take this 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 6. Class size is 6. So please count and write the class size or the class width. Okay. Go through the answer. So for this one should be 1 children. I'll change this is 1 to 10. Is there 0 in this data? No. There's no 0, no? Yeah. This is 1 to 10 children. I'll correct this is 1 to 10. So in the first table, you see the class intervals are continuous. In the second one, the class intervals are not continuous. That is the question. Inclusive form, exclusive form. Inclusive form, exclusive form. So for inclusive form, you can see I've used the class interval. This is 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, 31 to 40. You can use your own class intervals. It's not fixed like you should do this only. You can decide your class intervals. But if it is exclusive form, it should be continuous. 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40. And then you have to count and write. You can also use tally marks if you want. Yeah, do this one. Don't copy the question. Don't copy the question, just work the answer. Yeah, work this, children. You finished? Who's finished among the girls? Online students? Who's ready with the frequencies and class intervals? Sahana. Yeah, class intervals. Quiet. Sahana is announcing. Boys. Okay, Sahana, I'll ask you, but we'll just wait. So my instruction was to, was each of you do it in your book. No. It's not a teamwork. Mr. Hariharan, all of you please do it yourself. It's not a teamwork. Yeah, girls finished? What? Your school is slow. What can I do? Your school.
But still, but I know so much of
Online students, is the answer ready? Hari Pranav, Aniruddhan, Swati. Who else is there? Niveda, Renu.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, who's ready with the answer? Sadhana, Sabarna.
Ma'am, Prenu.
Yeah, okay. Tell me, Prenu. Tell me the frequencies alone first.
Ma'am, for 0 to 5, it is 6, ma'am.
No, I don't want the class interval. Just tell me the numbers for the frequencies.
6, 10,
6,
8,
10.
8,
8.
8.
That's all?
Yes, ma'am.
And your class interval 0 to 5, then?
0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, and 20 to 25.
6, 10, and 888. Very good.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good, Prenu. You're right. See, what teamwork? Teamwork and you didn't finish. See, single. Okay, have you got the same answer? Yeah, Sahana? Class intervals? What was any difficulty there? Yes. You didn't know how to take the class interval? 0 to 5. After that, what? 0 to 5. Next should be 5 to 10 because. Yeah, boys, please settle down. Please settle down. Without your cooperation, I cannot do anything. Yeah. So please listen. Yeah. So 5 is not included. 5 should not be included in that class interval. So 0 to 5, then 5 to 10. Only then 5 will go to the next class interval, right? So 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25. And then tally marks frequency, you understand that. Now, why should you stop with 20 to 25? Because even if you write a class interval 25 to 30, there's no number belonging to that class interval. You write if you want 25 to 30. There is no number that goes into that class interval. So for that only, it's important to find the range. No, it's somewhat noisy today. From where is it coming? Quite. Yeah. So what is the range? What's the range of the data? Range is the highest value minus the lowest value. Range is the highest value minus the lowest value. So which is the highest value here in the data? 24. The lowest value? 0. So what's the range? 24. So you can see the highest value is 24. That's why 20 to 25 is enough because the biggest value in this data is 24. The highest value in this data is 24. So 20 to 25 is enough. That will hold 24. Correct? So you don't need a class interval beyond 25 to 30, meaning 20 to 25. It's given you start with 0 to 5. They have given you the question start with 0 to 5. Then you go on 5 to 10, 10 to 15. Then you start with 20 to 25 because the maximum value is 24. Correct? And then when you take 5 to 10, 5 is not included in 0 to 5. No, 5 belongs to 5 to 10. So it satisfies that condition also. 5 is not included. 0 to 5, 5 is not included. So in 0 to 5, 5 will not be included. It will be included in 5 to 10. Yeah, this also you do it. Do the fifth one. I'll just help you to do it. We'll just discuss it and then you will do it by yourself. In question number 5, in question number 5, Santosh. In this question, the weights in grams of 50 apples picked at random from a consignment are as follows. So the weight in grams, 131 grams, 113 grams, 82 grams, 75 grams, 204 grams. So you have 50 numbers which represent the weight of 50 individual apples. You're picking 50 apples from a consignment. You're picking 50 apples from a consignment. Consignment is like, say you are a dealer, you own a fruit shop or something, so you buy fruits in bulk. So consignment is when you get the fruits delivered to your shop. That's a consignment. When you get the fruits delivered to your shop, there's a big van in front of your shop, and you're like, you've ordered for so many fruits, and that's the consignment of fruits. So from that consignment, 50 apples are picked at random. Randomly, you pick 50 apples. The weights are given there. The weights in grams of 50 apples picked at random from a consignment are as follows. Do we understand? So those numbers are 131 grams, 113 grams, 82 grams, 75 grams, 204 grams, weights of the different apples. So there are 50 numbers there because 50 apples, 50 numbers are there. Okay. Now, what is your question? Form the grouped frequency table. Group means you should use class intervals. Grouped means you should use class intervals. Grouped frequency table by dividing the variable range. Variable range is range, highest value minus the lowest value. By dividing the variable ranges, here the variables are those numbers there. You see different numbers, no? Variable range is the highest value minus the lowest value. Put your, okay, highest value minus the lowest value. Yeah. Variable range into intervals of equal width of 20 grams. The width should be 20 grams. So for example, 0 to 20, 20 to 40. I don't know if I should start with 0 to 20. I'm just telling you. So 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80, and so on. Form a grouped frequency table, that is use class intervals by dividing the variable range into intervals of equal width of 20 grams. 20 grams means the class size. 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, that one, that is 20 grams, equal width. Such that the mid value of the first class interval is 70 grams. The mid value of the first class interval should be 70 grams. So what should be the first class interval? That's your question. If the mid value, okay, now you don't know what is mid value. I didn't tell you about the mid value. Yeah, let me tell you now. So what is mid value? Mid value is the upper limit plus the lower limit divided by 2. Mid value is upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. So supposing you have a class interval 10 to 20. So the upper limit 20 plus the lower limit 10 divided by 2. So 15, 30 by 2, 15. The mid value, what comes between? It's also called the class mark. Class mark or mid value of a class interval. Class mark or mid value of a class interval. Class mark or mid value of a class interval. So how do you find? Supposing you have the class interval 50 to 60. Add the lower limit and the upper limit. 50 plus 60, 110. Divided by 2, 55. So what comes between 50 and 60? 55. That's the class mark or the mid value of the class interval. So what are the different terms we have come across so far? We saw data which is raw data. What is raw data? Now, so supposing you say that the mango is raw, that means it's not ready to eat. You can make pickles, but if you try to bite it your teeth, I think you'll have that ticklish feeling in the teeth, right? If you bite a raw mango, it's sour, so it's not ready to eat. In the same way, raw data means the data is not ready to be analyzed because it is not organized. Because it's not organized. When we say raw data, why do we say data is raw data? Data means raw data, and it's raw data because it's not, it's like when it's raw, it's not ready to eat. So similarly, raw data means it's not ready for analysis. You'll have to organize it and then analyze. Okay. So we saw data, then we saw continuous class intervals. No, we didn't see that. Okay. We saw exclusive class intervals and inclusive class intervals. Exclusive is upper limit is excluded. Inclusive is upper limit is included. Upper limit included, inclusive. Upper limit excluded, exclusive. Then we saw range, highest value minus lowest value. Highest value minus lowest value, or maximum value minus minimum value, range. Now we just saw class mark. And we also saw class size or class width. Class we counted. Okay, class size or class width. You count what all values belong to that class interval, you keep counting. Correct? That is class size or class width. And now this is class mark or mid value of a class interval. Class mark has M there, no? So mid value. Class mark has M here. So you can remember, class mark means mid value of a class interval. Class size or class width, this is different. Is how many integers that class interval holds, which you count and say. That is class size or class width. Class mark has M, no mark M. So mid value. Class mark is a mid value of a class interval. How do you find the mid value? Upper limit plus the lower limit divided by 2. So now I think we can understand this question. So the class width should be 20 grams. Like the class interval should be 60 to 80, 80 to 100, 100 to 120, or 70 to 90, 90 to 110, 110 to 130, like that. It should have a width of 20 grams. And the mid value of the first class interval should be 70 grams. With these conditions, tell me the first class interval. I think you can focus better. You're not able to focus. You only. You sit alone. That'll be better. If you want to talk to your friends, you can come 10 minutes before the class and stay back after the class for 10 minutes, talk, laugh, and. No, I'm saying he's not able to concentrate. Are you able to? Okay, let me now answer this question then. Answer this question. You're able to read the board clearly from there. No, he knows the question. What's the question? Adida, I'm able to somewhat sense that. It's not a punishment, no. I'm concerned. I'm not punishing you. Out of concern, I'm saying just come and take it. You can sit, yeah. See, your friend only. Come and sit there. We'll make a nice pair, both of you. Yeah. See, now you'll focus better. You'll answer all my questions. And next class, Abhishek will say, yeah, I'll sit here, you go there. Because even he wants to answer. Yeah. So my question is, children, my question is, what is the first class interval? Satisfying these conditions. What are the conditions? The width should be 20 grams. The class width should be 20 grams. That means, for example, the class interval can be 30 to 50. So the width is 20, or 50 to 70. The width is 20. Or it can be like 40 to 60, 60 to 80. Or it can be like 15 to 35, 15 to 35, 35 to 55. It can be 32 to 52. So nothing that it should start with 30, 40 and all that. It can be 31 to 51, 51 to 71, 71 to 91, whatever. But the width should be 20 grams and the Mid value of the first class interval should be 70 grams. The mid value, when you add the upper limit and the lower limit and divide by 2, you must get 70. Like we did now, no? When we did for 50 to 60, 50 plus 60 divided by 2, 55. So like that, when you add the upper limit and lower limit and divide by 2, you must get the answer as 70. So what should be the first class interval? All of you think and keep the answer in your mind. I'll ask you. Don't announce the answer, online students, just have it in your mind. Two conditions must be satisfied. The width should be 20 grams. Next condition is, if you add the lower limit and the upper limit and divide by 2, your answer should come middle 70 it should be. It's so easy to guess. See, if the class interval is 100 to 200, okay, what will be the class mark? 100 plus 200, 300 by 2. So you get 150, no? So what should be the upper limit and lower limit so that you get 70? What should it be? Yeah, guess. Huh? 60? Other 2 grams, 68 to 80 na 12 grams. 68 to 88. Up 68, 88 add panna enna varudhu? Add panni divide by 2 panna 70 varuma? Varadu. Varadu.
Can I?
Yeah, one second. Anybody has the answer ready? Here? No, still working. Question ரொம்ப நேரமா போர்ட்ல தான் இருந்தது. Yeah. Yeah. No problem. No. 65 to 85, 65 plus 85 by 2 panna 70 varda parunga. Yes, Swati.
60 to 80.
Okay, others? Correct. So 60 to 80. 60 to 80. Why 60 to 80?
Miss,
60
when we add 60 plus 80, the answer will be 140, miss. So 140 by 2 is equal to 70, miss.
Correct, 70. And between 60 and 80, the width is 20 grams. You can just subtract and check. 80 minus 60 is 20. So it satisfies both the conditions. There are two conditions. The first class interval, see here, the first class interval, the mid value of the first class interval should be 70 grams. First class interval, the mid value of that first class interval should be 70 grams. And the class width or the class size should be 20 grams. So the answer satisfying both the conditions is 60 to 80. Because of 60 to 80, the class width is 20 grams. And when you find the mid value or the class mark, 60 plus 80, 140 by 2, 70. So 60 to 80 is the first class interval. Yeah, now make the table. Make the okay, find the range. Find the range of the data. Let me see who can tell me quickly, correctly. Range of the data, highest value minus lowest value.
$136.
136, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
134.
Miss, 127, miss.
Or 127.
Ma'am,
What's the highest value, online students?
Ma'am, 190.
Ma'am, 204.
Okay, now again, what is the what's the highest value?
204, ma'am.
204. What's the lowest value?
68. 68.
Yeah. What's the range?
136, ma'am.
136. Okay, here range is not asked. Okay, fine. All right, 136 is it? All if you're getting 136? Yeah, how do you find the range? Highest value minus the lowest value divided by 2, or just the highest value minus? Correct. Yeah, make the frequency table, all of you. Write the class interval 60 to 80, 80 to 100. So what was the highest value you said? 204. So what will be the last class interval? That's all. Very good. 200 to 220 will be the last class interval. Because 204, that's a value 204. To include that, you should have the class interval 200 to 220. Yes? Yeah. Let me see who can get all the frequencies correctly. Last one, I think Prenu and Sahana did it correctly first. Last one. You also said, is it? Okay. Yeah, enough of word problems. Switch to the MCQs. Complete that one and switch to the MCQs. So complete that one. Complete whatever you're working and then proceed to the MCQs. Please number your pages and arrange it in the order. So how are you people doing? You're counting, is it? How many numbers are there between 60 and 80? Are we doing that? Are we counting how many numbers are there between 60 and 80? It's not like that. That's not the way you do it. It's very difficult to do it that way. I'll tell you how to do it. You must write all the class intervals. Listen to me. 60 to 80. I'm not writing everything. I'm just. So like this, you must write all the class intervals. Okay, then take the value. Take this value 131. Put a tally mark here. Then 113. Put a tally mark here. 82. Put a tally mark here. 75. Put a tally mark here. Like that you have to go. You must consider the you must consider the you must consider the numbers one by one. You must take one number at a time. Take the numbers one by one and put a tally mark. Put a tally mark against that class interval. Don't count 60 to 81. If you lose the track, you have to count again. Don't do that. Don't do that. Every class of mine has a Santosh. So if Santosh in the class, how will the class be? Yeah. You make noise with two of you, you make noise. Yes or no? All right. Yeah, so children, it's not like counting 60 to 80, shrinking your eyes and don't shrink your eyes and count 60 to 80. Yeah, this is how you do it. So write all the class intervals, take every number. Take the numbers one by one and put a tally mark against that class interval. All right. Got it, children? Though I'm laughing, do you all get it? Yeah, do that fast. So online children, for your sake, I just want to do it again because I was just laughing out and explaining. So like I was telling, so now suppose come from the order. Come from the order. Take the first number, online students, 131. Which class interval this belongs to? 120 to 140. Put a tally mark. Then take the next number, 113. Which class interval does it belong to? 100 to 120. Put a tally mark. Take the next number, 82. 80 to 100. Next number 75, 60 to 80. Next number 204. That will belong to 200 to 220. So put a tally mark there. Like that, take the numbers one by one from the beginning and put a tally mark against the class interval which it belongs to. Like that, you should finish all the 50 numbers. If you do it like this, you will not go wrong. You will not miss any number also.
Completed, ma'am.
Yeah, who's that?
Renu.
Yeah. Prenu, tell me the frequencies.
5,
Ah,
13,
okay.
17,
Hmm.
10,
Okay.
1,
Okay.
0,
Okay.
3. 3, ma'am.
3.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. 6 to 80,
Three after that
120 to 140, 140 to 160, 160 to 180, 180 to 200. One more you need, no? One more.
1, ma'am. 1.
One, na?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Continue. We don't know if she's right. Please continue, all of you.
Mom,
Yeah.
I also got the same answer, Mom.
Niveda, is it?
Yes, Mom.
Okay. Let's see if it's right. Yeah.
Ma'am, I have completed, ma'am.
Yeah. Swati?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
Is
6, 12,
you have a different one. Okay. 6, 12.
17, 10,
Okay.
1, 0, 3, 1, ma'am.
Okay. Finish both of you. Which one? The first one or second one? First one.
Ma'am, Anirudhan completed, ma'am.
Yes, Anirudhan?
Completed, ma'am.
Have you got any one set of the answers you see on the screen or something different? Anirudhan,
The first one, ma'am.
you got the first one. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
5, 13, 17, 11, 1, 0, 3, 1.
Okay, slightly different from the first one. Instead of 10, you're getting 11. Okay, okay, now it's time to see the correct answer. So I have 5, 13, 17. 5, 13, 17. 10, 1, 0, 10, 1, 0, 3, 1. 10, 1, 0, 3, 1. Yeah, I have the first set. I think Prenu and Niveda gave us this answer, the first one. This is what even I have. Swati, please check.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to check why. The first one, I think Sahan also said first one, you also first one. Got it right? 2 mistakes. Which frequencies? What is the second one? Fourth one you got? No, that clearly you have omitted some values because if you get, that means your total will be only 48. The total of your frequencies will be only 48. You should get 50. The total of your frequencies must be 50. Instead of 13, you've got 12. And instead of 10, you've got 9. So clearly 2 numbers are missing. So while counting, you've missed the numbers. Because now when you add the frequency column, you will not get 48. I'm sorry, you will not get 50, you will get 48. You should get 50. So you have omitted 2 numbers. Mostly that should be the mistake.
Ma'am,
Yes, Swati?
ma'am, while counting and writing the frequency, is it necessary to add the frequency to the, like, if there is 80, whether we should add it in the class interval of 60 to 80 or 80 to 100?
80 will be included in 80 to 100.
Ma'am, so we'll not include it in 60 to 80?
No double entry.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I
No
got the
double
total
entry.
as 50, but
How much?
the
What's your
mistake
total?
I did was that I got the total as 50, ma'am, but the mistake I did was that I added 80 to the first column instead of the second one.
60 to 80. 80 is in 60 to 80 and 80 to 100. It will come in the second class interval, not in the first one.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, do the 11th one. Yeah, this is your next question. Please try this one, children. Mid value of the first class interval should be 12. And you're saying 12 to 14. Mid value should be 12. And the
10 to 12.
10 to 12, no?
No, ma'am.
The
10
width
to
should be
14, ma'am.
no, the width should be only 2 rupees. The width should be 2 rupees. And the mid value should be 12 rupees. Very good. 11 to 13. 11 to 13 should be the first class interval because 11 to 13 difference is 2 and between 11 and 13 is 12 only, no? Why should you add it? What is between 11 and 13? 12. That's it. 11 to 13 should be the first class interval. First class interval should be 11 to 13 because the difference is 2 rupees. Class width, class size is 2 rupees. And also 11 plus 13 is 24. 24 by 2 is 12, which is the mid value of the first class interval. Very good, Blessy. Good. 11 to 13. Yeah. Finished? Yeah. What are you feeling? Okay. Yes. Alaska.
3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5,
3, 4, 5.
3, 4.
1 minute. 1 minute. Yes. 3, 4.
3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5.
எவ்வளவு 5? 4 5. 5 5 5.
3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5.
3. சரி.
3, 4, 6, 5, 4, 3. 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Same.
5, 4.
Completed, ma'am.
Is that it? Is that 5, 5, 4, 6, 5. 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4.
3, 5, 4, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3. 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3. Is it? Who got this? 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3. You got it.
Yeah, I got it, ma'am.
You too got it, Swati. Okay. Yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3. Who else? You got it. No, we don't know if that's right. I'm just asking. See, இதுல அதாவது இதுல நீ mistake பண்றதுனால it's not that you don't know. It's how careless you can be. Try to understand your personality from this. It's not about இது கூட உனக்கு புரியலையா. It's not about that. You can understand this. But in the simple situation ல கூட you can be so careless. இதுதான் நீ overcome பண்ணணும் first. அது தனியா உட்கார்ந்தாதான் முடியும். Distraction இல்லாம focused நீ பண்ணணும். இப்ப கரெக்டா வருதான்னு பாத்து now redo it. ஒன்னும் இல்ல கிளாஸ் இன்டர்வல்ஸ் போட்டாச்சா 11 to 13 13 to 15 போட்டாச்சா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நம்பர் எடுத்துக்கோ அதுக்கு எங்க கிளாஸ் டாலி மார்க் போடணும் 14க்கு எங்க போடுவ டாலி மார்க் 13 to 15ல 16க்கு எங்க போடுவேன் 6 இன்னொரு 16 ஓகே அது 22க்கு எங்க போடணும் அதுல கூட நம்ம தப்பு பண்றோம் I think what you said is wrong because the others are saying a different answer. Let me see that first. Yeah, so you're wrong. So அதை first மாத்திக்கணும் So 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3 is the correct answer. So here in the class, okay, so Swati got it.
Ma'am, got
Anugraha, Roshni, Bhavishya. Got it? Blessy. Sana went wrong, right? How can you go wrong in this? Yeah. How can you go wrong in this? அதுவும் கம்மி நம்பர்ஸ் அதுக்கு சொல்றேன் கொஞ்சம் தான் நம்பர்ஸ் இருக்கு அதுலயான 50 ஆப்பிள்ஸ் இதுல கொஞ்சம் தான் நம்பர்ஸ் இருக்கு இதுலயும் தப்பாயிடுதா why இல்ல okay 1 minute then here got it right ஹரிஹரன் நீங்க எக்ஸைட்டடா இருக்கீங்க பட் எதுவும் ஒரு ஆன்சரும் இன்னும் சொல்லவே இல்லை நீங்க கரெக்டா வந்திருக்காங்க Yeah, I'll show you. Hari Pranav, why you're quiet? Aniruddhan, Hari Pranav, nowadays you don't say anything, huh? I have to keep calling out for you, is it?
Miss, I got the correct answer.
Okay, and what about Aniruddhan?
Ma'am, me also, ma'am.
You got the right answer, is it? Prenu?
got the same answer, right?
Correct answer. Okay, Swati got it. Yeah, Niveda?
I made a mistake.
Oh. And Sadhna and Sabarna? Okay, I'm not going to call out to you two girls because you never respond. So I think I'll not disturb you. Yeah, these are the numbers. So Sahana, we'll do together. You went wrong, right, Sahana? Yeah, we'll do together. So what is it? 11 to 13, then 13 to 15, 15 to 17, 17 to 19, 23 to 25. Okay. Okay, Sahana, let's start. 14, 13 to 15, then 16 here, 16, 14, 22. Correct? 1 minute. So 22 I stopped, then 13, 15, 24, 15. Start again, sorry. 14, 16, 16, 14, 22, 13, 15, 24, 15, 24, 12, 23, 14, 12, 23, 14, 20, 17, 21, 20, 17, 21, 22, 18, 18, 19, 22, 18, 18, 19, 20, 17, 16, 20, 17, 16, 16, 15, 11, 15. So here 15, 11, 11, 12, 21. Yeah, 12, 12, 21, 20, 17, 18, 19, 23. 18, 19, 23. Correct? So, okay. So 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 4. 6. My counting is wrong. 3, 4, 6. Yeah. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3. Yeah. Yeah, I think for you. Yeah. 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 Okay, you can read, darling. See you. So this is the correct answer. No. Theorem. So when I share it, do the tally marks மட்டும் கரெக்டா பண்ணி பார்க்கணும் நீங்க. Yeah. Try this one. The class marks are given. The class marks of a distribution are given to you. Find the true class limits, meaning find the class intervals. The class marks, like supposing the class interval is 10 to 20. What's the class mark? 15. Then the next class interval will be 20 to 30. What will be the class mark? 1 minute, 1 minute. Instead of orally saying, let's just consider these class intervals. 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. Okay. What are the class marks? Class mark M, mid value of the class interval. So 10 plus 20, 30, 30 by 2, 15. 20 plus 30, 50, 50 by 2, 25. 30 plus 40, 70 by 2, 35. 90 by 2, 45. So what is given is these class marks are given to you. You must find out the class intervals 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40. You must find out the class intervals. The class marks are given to you. Understand the question? The mid values are given. 26 is the mid value of one class interval. 31 is the mid value of the next class interval. Then what should be the class intervals? Find. Santosh, you can leave. Yeah, I think you'll leave your papers inside the book. Yeah. Monday. I asked block 9. No, I've already, I think I have the pictures in black and white. I'll prepare the presentation. No, I have it. Block 9, I have it. I'll prepare. Yeah, I have it. Yeah. Thank you. Bye. Ah. $62 to 62 class mark 26 are 26. Okay, fifth and the 26 and the 52 to 62 varave varade. If 10 to 20 class mark 15 na 15 nadula varum 10 to 20 nadula 15 irukum. 23 to 21 to 31. Then 31 to 41. Where 31 will come? Class mark. $31 to $41. The class mark should be 31. Yeah, I'm listening to you. Yes. 20. Okay. No, if it is 20, then next one, there's no option. It has to be 29 to 35, right? But where 31 will not come in the middle. No, 20, add panna, 35 plus 29 and divide by 2, you will not get 31. Okay, again, if the question is not clear, I just want to give an 29 to? No. எப்படிமா அதாவது ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்து 23 to 29 ன்னு சொன்னல அப்ப சைஸ் என்ன இருக்குங்க 6 அடுத்ததுக்கும் 6 தான் இருக்கணும் Okay, if I just assume that somebody has not understood the question, so I just want to explain the question. Supposing we have class intervals like 20 to 25, 25 to 30, 30 to 35. Like this, we have class intervals. What are the class marks? What is 20 plus 25? 45. 45 by 2, 22.5. Then 55 by 2, 55 by 2, 27.5. Then 65 by 2, 32.5. Now, these are given to you. The class marks are given to you. You should find the corresponding class intervals. You must find the corresponding class intervals. That is the question. 22 to? Now, it was 6 for other class. 26 class interval class mark. You're saying 22 to 27, huh? Yeah, 26 and நடுவுல எங்க வரும்? 24 to 28, huh? What's the next one? It has to be 28 to 32. There's no choice. I have 31 நடுவுல இல்லையே. Huh? 30. Okay.
From 23 to 39.
23 to
39.
39, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
No. No, the class mark will not be 26. For this one, the class mark will not be 26. You add and divide by 2, 23 plus 39. 23 plus 39. 2, 1 carried over, 6, 62. 62 by 2 is 31. You're tired. 50? 29 to 33. Yeah. A second class interval or first class interval? Yeah. Okay, 29 to 30. First class interval enna? 23 to 29 la வந்து 6 difference இருக்கு. 29 to 33 ல 4 தானே difference இருக்கு.
And 24 to 28, 28 to 32.
இல்லையே 28 to 32 க்கு class mark 31 வராது. 24 to 28, okay, so 26 will come in the middle. 28 to 32, 31 will not be in the middle. 30 will come in the middle. So there is a procedure. Okay, there's a procedure. Yeah. So what is the difference? What is the difference between? So what's the difference between any two consecutive class marks? 5. 31 minus 26, 5. 36 minus 21, 5. 5. Okay, the difference is 5. Yeah, stop your research. Listen. Okay. The difference between any two consecutive class marks is 5, correct? Don't say minus 5. You subtract so that you get a positive value. Don't say minus 5. So 71 minus 66. 5. 66 minus 61. 5. 61 minus 56. 5. Now divide this 5 by 2. Always divide by 2. Find the difference. 5. Always divide by 2. What's it? What is 5 by 2? 2.5. Now take the first class mark 26. Subtract 2.5. What will you get? 23.5. Add to the same 26, add 2.5. 28.5. This is the first class interval. Then take the next number, 31. 31. Subtract 2.5. What do you get? 28.5. Now to 31, add 2.5. 33.5. Like this, you should go on. I'll repeat. See, first is the difference. That is 5. The difference between any two consecutive class marks is 5. That's the first step. Divide by 2 is the second step. 5 by 2 is 2.5. That's the second step. Now have this number 2.5. Take a class mark. 20. Take the first class mark, 26. Subtract that value to get the lower limit. To the same class mark, add that value to get the upper limit. So 26 minus 2.5, 23.5 to 28.5 is the first class interval. Now the next one will be, the next class mark is 31. Subtract 2.5 to get the lower limit. To 31, add 2.5 to get the upper limit, and go on like that. Once you get the first two, you can easily write the others. You don't have to keep adding and subtracting. So the next one will be 28.5 to 33.5. So what's the difference you're getting? 5, no? 5 is the difference. So 33.5 to 38.5. 38.5 to 43.5. 43.5 to 48.5. So it'll go on like that. I'll show you the answer. Do the first one. Do the 12th one. Same question. Just find the class. Don't answer the other questions. Find the class. Don't answer the other questions. Just find the class intervals for me. No, find the class intervals. No, like this 23.5 to 28.5, 28.5 to 30. Like that, find the class intervals for the first one. For the 12th one. Just tell me the class intervals.
Ma'am, the first class interval is 45.5 and 49.5.
45.5? 44.5 to
49.5.
yeah, 49. Anirudhan, you went wrong in subtracting. 47 minus 2.5 is 44.5. 40? Correct. Then 54.52? Correct. 59.52? That's all. So here also the difference is 5. 5 by 2 is 2.5. 47 minus 2.5 will give you the upper limit. 47 plus 2.5 will give you the lower limit. So I'll change the presentation so it's not presented properly, like a lot of explanation. That's why I'm not sharing it. You can see the answers below here. You can see the class intervals below. .5 to 49.5, 49.5 to 54.5, and somebody's come. Huh? Can't make out, no? Oh. Yeah. Got it, children? Ah, sorry. Yeah, you got it. Yes. The earlier one, children, 23.5 to 28.5. 28, the earlier one, the first one we discussed, 23.5 to 28.5, 28.5 to 33.5, and so on. Understood? You don't have to write so much of story. That's why I said I'll redo this and then share it with you. Okay, these I think you can understand yourself once I share it. So we'll go to the next one. You don't have these. Less than series, more than series, you don't have. Yeah. So you can answer this question, but before that, I'll just tell you something about that. Now for this, yeah. All right, children, see here. So now we'll understand what is meant by cumulative frequency. Now I have the first column class intervals, say 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, and so on. Okay, the second column is frequency. I'll just take smaller numbers like 3, 5, 2, 7, say like 4. Now let's see how to generate the cumulative frequency column. Cumulative frequency column. Write the first frequency as it is. That's wrong. From where is it? Sorry? Really? Oh. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Next. 3 plus 5. 3 plus 5, 8. 8 plus 2, 10. 10 plus 7, 17. 17 plus 4, 21. We'll do it again. Supposing you're given the class intervals and frequencies, how do we generate the cumulative frequency column? No, don't distract. How do we generate the cumulative frequency column? Write the first class interval as it, write the first frequency as it is. Write the first frequency as it is. 3 plus 5, 8. Oh, okay. It's coming from inside only. It's not coming from outside. Is it? Arjun, are you getting the sound from outside or inside? Oh my God. Okay, I'm not judging it properly. Fine. 3, but it's so much like, it sounds so much like from here, no? Yeah. So it's like the boys are pranking me. They're doing something under the desk. So hands up, all of you. Yeah. So write the first frequency as it is. 3 plus 5, 8. 8 plus 2, 8 plus 2, 10. 10 plus 7, 17. And 17 plus 4, 21. All right. This is how we will get the cumulative frequencies. Yeah. Now answer this question. Do this one, children. You don't have to copy the question. I just want the answers. Yeah. Okay. What is your question? 1 second. No, don't say the answers. Find the unknown entries. The heading is find the unknown entries A, B, C, D, E, F, G from the following frequency distribution of heights of 50 students of a class. Okay. So you can see class intervals. You understand class intervals. Frequency, cumulative frequency. Now, what are the values of A, B, C, D, E, F, G? All if you do it in your book. Is the question understood? All if you find A, B, C, D, E, F, G, don't announce the answer. Yeah, Anirudh and your father's come. You can read. Show me the paper. How much have you done? Almost finished. Question number la correct எழுதிருக்கேல்ல? Yeah, sit down and number it. No hurry. Please sit and number it. Ready? C length, C தப்பு. ஏன் சிரிக்க மாட்டியோ? G. Correct. All correct. Very good. Ready, children? Please pass a question paper. See you. Yeah, what are the values, children? No, you get your book? Yeah, tell me.
D7.
D7, D8. G. G, then G. Correct. Very good. Yeah. Now, girls, got this? Repeat. A12. G. 70. எப்படி? How much now G now? What is G? How much is G, Bhavishya? Huh? 50. F is? Yeah, F is 50. Very good. G is also 50. Correct. Online students? Online students, share your answer.
Miss, A is equal to 12, Miss.
Ah,
B is equal to 13, Miss. C is equal to
Okay.
35, Miss. D is
Ah.
equal to 8, Miss.
ah,
E is equal to 5, Miss.
okay.
F is equal to 50, Miss.
Ah,
G is equal to 50, Miss.
very good. Very good. Yeah, G is also 50. G is the total of this column. G is the total of this column. The total of this column is G. See, its total is G. All these the total of these numbers is G. That's 50 only.
A is equal to 12, B is equal to 13, C is equal to 35, D is equal to 8, C is equal to 5, F is equal to 15, G is equal to 5.
Correct. G is also 50. It's a total of this column. Total is G. See, total G. Total of all the frequencies. The total of this column is G. 50. So if we want the workings, so if we want the working, so you can see here A is 12. A is 12. Then A plus B is equal to 25, correct? A plus B is equal to 25, correct? A plus B is equal to 25. A plus B is 25. But A is 12. So 12 plus B is 25. So B is equal to 25 minus 12, 13. Then 25 plus 10 is equal to C. 25 plus 10 is equal to C. So C is 35. Then C plus D is equal to 43. C plus D is 43. But how much is C? 35. So 35 plus D is equal to 43. So D is 43 minus 35, 8. Then 43 plus E is equal to 48. So like that you can find. Then 42 plus 2 is equal to F50. G is not, like 50 plus 2 or 52, not like that. G is the total of the frequency column. The total of the frequency column is G. And it's 50. G is 12 plus B plus 10 plus D plus E plus 2. That is G. That's 50. So you will note that the last cumulative frequency, and the total of the frequency column will be the same. The last cumulative frequency F and the total of the frequency column G, they should be the same. The last cumulative frequency and the total of the frequency column, not the total of the cumulative frequency column, will be the same. If you add all this, you will get 50. And here also it will be 50. Always these two will be equal. So when I just started preparing the presentations, I had no idea as to how to do. So this is how it was like when I started making it. I'll change all this. After that, I'm using it only now. Yeah. Yeah, tally marks I used to find.
Frequency.
Frequency.
Frequency. Tally marks are used to find frequency. Then the difference between
Range.
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 The difference between upper and lower class limits is called the
Class.
class size. Class size. Third one is class size. In the class intervals 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 20 is taken in the
20 to 30.
in,
20 to
in the
30.
interval 20 to 30. 10 to 20 ல வராது. அடுத்ததில் தான் வரும். 20 to 30. 20 to 30. 20 is taken in the interval 20 to 30. Okay. Yeah. I think this will take time. It's already 9:30. We'll continue the next class, children, because again, a little calculation you have to do. We'll continue with this in the next class. We just do the theoretical ones. The number of times a particular item occurs in a given data is called its
Frequency.
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 Not cumulative frequency, frequency. The number of times a particular item comes. Now, like 5 comes 7 times. So the number of times 5 comes in a given data is called its frequency. The number of times a particular item occurs in a given data is called its frequency. Yeah, what's the range? 9th one, what's the range? $33, yeah? What's the highest
33.
value? 95, is it? Minus?
33.
Okay, all of us are saying 33, is it correct? 33, okay. Tally marks are usually marked in a bunch of 5.
5.
We'll see this on the class. All right, children, before I say all packed. All right, children, so that's it for today's session. Thank you so much. Online students, you may leave the call.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, children. Thank you. Thank you. Good night. Good night. See you. Good night.
Ma'am.
Yes, Prenu.